guys.
Welcome back.
I'm Osh.
I'm Akela.
And we are Osh and Akela. And wait, no. I'm Osh.
I'm Akela.
And we are Cue the Commentary.
Commentary, yeah. Who's Osh? They're dead.
They're dead.
Thank you.
Gone. So
Welcome back.
on this podcast, we discuss various trending topics, but also we focus on Reddit Am I the Asshole scenarios. And it's basically people writing in and then leaving it up to us, the general public, to decide whether or not they are the a-holes in their messed up situations.
Because sometimes you just need that unbiased opinion because you cannot ask the people around you because maybe they're the problem or maybe you are the problem. And we're here to solve that mystery. And we're going to bring it to you and we want to hear what you guys think. We love when you interact with us. Leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on everything. And
let's begin. Before we get into it, guys, don't forget to rate. We're going up in rating. We're at 78 now.
Really?
We were at 70 last week. So
like we have 78
people
who voted?
Yeah. No, rated the Spotify podcast.
Like 78 out of 100?
No, you can rate like how many people left a good rating. So 78 people left a good rating.
Oh, that's really nice.
No, it is.
That's good.
Like they gave us 5 stars.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
A+.
Yeah, we're at like literally a 5 rating now. So that's the highest.
Oh, we were at 5 stars, but it has 78 rates.
Do you know she doesn't know what she does for a living? Like,
listen, I just show up and I do it.
Yeah, no,
she
show
up 100%.
You really just show up. Hold on.
She does, like, she's a back end girl.
Look,
like
5 stars.
Oh yes,
and 78 people
wait,
have
but that's actually
rated.
good.
It is.
When I see podcasts that have like even like above like 50, I'm like, oh, that's like people listen to them.
78 people have rated this podcast, and we appreciate every
5 out of 5.
Yeah.
That's really
so we have
good.
a 5-star rating. Watch one hater
come and give us 0.
Zero.
Fuck you guys.
4.5. Like,
you know
fuck off.
I don't want to see them win.
No, I know.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah, but you know, we're working every day trying to get this up to like 100. And
can you imagine
upwards.
200?
No, that's crazy. Yeah,
1,000.
That means like
people are listening to us.
So we have a majority of people on YouTube watching.
Yeah.
And then we need
the
other
YouTube
Spotify
listeners to transfer onto our Spotify. We would be so fucking popping if we got 10,000 listens.
Maybe we should post the videos on Spotify. I don't know. Maybe it would perform better.
TikToks. You have TikToks to post.
I have a lot of TikToks
from this.
Yeah.
Like you post your TikToks. I'm gonna do my TikToks, and then we'll.
Yeah.
I think after every video, we should at least aim to have like 3 or 4 TikToks from there, and I think that will be.
Yeah. We just need to be more on TikTok for sure. But speaking of TikTok, great transition.
Oh,
there may be no more TikTok
for Americans only, though, right?
But Canada like is a follower. Like I think it'll come down to us too, because
Probably.
they're like, oh, I don't want Canadians' information to be stolen too. Let me ban it over here.
That's crazy. But people have been saying this for a long time, though.
It's been ongoing, but now they like the U.S. Congress. I might be getting this all wrong.
Are you a politician?
They passed a bill.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you a lawyer?
Passed a bill. I know. I never know what I'm talking. Like, what the fuck is a bill? Like, what is a pass? Like, what do you mean? Like
A plus? No, like I think it's like a vote on a change.
Oh, okay.
To some
and
sort
all
of
the
law.
Congressmen vote for that.
I think there's a certain like a certain house or something.
Oh, okay.
Where, I don't know.
The White House.
The White House, right? Yeah.
Obviously.
That is in Washington.
That makes the most sense.
I agree.
Yeah.
So what
I
we
think
is
Biden is definitely the one that is doing this.
Yeah.
He's the one that passed it.
Guys, if you have any questions about the law, let us know.
Let us know.
Because we will have the answer for you.
Yeah. So anyways, they passed a bill saying that basically TikTok, you can sell it to us. Or I don't know if it's to
sell
us.
it to like an American-owned company?
I guess, yeah, because it's Chinese-owned. They don't want China to own all of the Americans' information. They think that it's like an infringement on their privacy. Like it's a really big privacy thing, even though like everyone's information is out there. Period. You know what I mean?
I
like,
don't really understand.
And is
how
that
only Chinese-owned? Is it because how big it is?
Yeah,
okay.
I think that's why, because it literally
everybody
monopolized all other social media apps, like
outlets,
even more than Google. Like sometimes I'll go to TikTok to search certain things.
I do all the time,
and not Google.
I literally do that all the time.
TikTok is like the people's vote, not like the AI's vote. You know what I mean?
I get what you mean. And there's just a genuine rawness on TikTok that I think people like. So people will trust. I mean, everything is on it. Not everybody uses it, so you can get a good sense of what you're looking for.
Yeah.
For anything, there's an answer. If you're sick and you have a question,
I'll
go on
especially with
TikTok.
health concerns.
Yeah.
Too.
Or like where you want to go to eat, where to travel, reviews and stuff. I still use YouTube, but like TikTok is up there too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So there's pros and cons to TikTok, but basically, America was like either sell it or we'll ban it. And then I think now we're in the waiting phase. Could take like up to 9 months to make that decision. But the owner of TikTok is working really hard. Like, you see him popping up?
Nope.
He comes on my For You page.
Who's he?
The owner of TikTok. He's basically he's the one that's like fighting against them and like.
What does he look like? There's so many things I skip and I don't know. I don't think it's going anywhere. Maybe like ownership will change, but I just cannot imagine America taking away TikTok when there's so many like even economic benefits of TikTok. Like so many other brands make money through TikTok.
Yeah,
it would be
small businesses,
creators. No, but even big businesses who do like their advertisements on TikTok. It would be like taking away a lot of things from a lot of people. Yeah. I'm not scared.
I feel like if it does get banned, the people will come together and fight against it. I'd be so bored.
Know. It's like if you're worried about our personal information but like not worried about our well-being, like, you know what I mean, like, because people are making money on the app.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't even care about the personal information.
No, I think it's more of like it's probably something so above us that we don't have, like, you know what I mean, because like America and China are just like they're not friends.
I think they're trying to blame it on privacy.
Yeah,
but it's more like they just
power.
America wants ownership of their people, not China to have ownership, or like not ownership but of their data. You know?
And I think also like, do you remember a while ago when they talked about this too? Somebody was like, China owns it and they want to keep Americans stupid and that's why they have this app here, but like China doesn't have it.
There's so many reasons as to like, you know, why they're banning this. But anyways, hopefully TikTok will prevail because a lot of us will be bored and sad and
we'll go back
not
to YouTube
funny.
And Instagram Shorts.
It's a win for us, but like, not for a lot of people, you know?
I mean, I really enjoy the app. I love TikTok. It's so bad.
I love the little midnight snack. Itsy bitsy. Little
tiny.
No, she's hilarious.
I love her. I literally love her.
So funny. And she made up her own language.
Gannard.
Alexa.
I hope she gets so famous because she actually deserves it. She's literally so hilarious. And I don't know, she just reminds me of like a friend I would have. Like, you know, like she just like she's so like she's one of us. I don't know.
On the topic of social media too. What was her name again? Lipstick.
Oh my god, yes. Okay. In our last video, somebody commented to talk about Mystic Lipstick, which, if you guys don't know, on Twitter, she was this very, very famous witch. She did like rituals, and it was like, I followed her for a really long time. You know, like astrology, like she's not like a scary witch. Like she's like a, I don't know, if you do tarot cards or if you do any of that kind of stuff, you're dabbling in witchcraft. Okay, so but she was like a for sure witch. She was just really, really famous on Twitter for being kind of like a reliable source, like a good source. She would do so many like in-depth readings and she would talk about your signs and everything, and you know,
like predictions and all that.
Predictions kind of, but more so like she'll be like, if you're a Taurus, it's this. If you're a Libra, it's this. If your moon is this, it's like probably like this. And like I resonated with so many things, like whatever. So I've been following her for years. And then I saw this news article about pretty much like she committed family annihilation. Like so what happened
was a murder-suicide.
It was a murder-suicide on her entire family.
Yeah.
Pretty much she coming up to the eclipse on April 8th, right?
Yeah.
Prior to that, she was like, guys, this is going to be massive. Like, a lot of people were saying this is going to be the crazy. Yeah,
from
like,
her?
From her. But everyone was talking about how insane, like, this is like the craziest eclipse. The energy is going to be shifting.
But she was more on the like apocalypse side of things. She really thought that was the end of civilization.
Yeah, and she was kind of, exactly, like she was expecting it to be the end, and she's like, it's like make it or break it for me. Like, that's it. Like, and she was tweeting a lot about it prior to, and then on the day of the eclipse, she stabbed her husband to death, then took her 3 children, or is it 2 children?
I think it was just one.
No. One died and one survived.
Oh, there's more.
So there's 2.
Oh.
So then she went and drove on the highway, threw her 9-month-old baby out on the highway. They died. Threw the 9-year-old out the highway. They survived. And then I think she threw herself out the car too.
No, she crashed it.
Oh, she crashed the car.
Yeah, and she died.
And then she died. So there's only one survivor. But it's like the shock I had when I seen that, because it's like, holy shit, like I've been following this girl for years.
That's wild if you actually been following
I've literally been following her for years. And then like the spiritual psychosis is terrifying.
People are also saying it could be postpartum psychosis, because I didn't even know that existed, but maybe.
I think it's also the spiritual psychosis, like combined.
Yeah.
And she's been so trusted in her field for so long. She was one of the biggest like online Twitter witches or Twitter astrology people I've seen.
Yeah.
So a lot of people followed her and trusted her, so I feel like maybe she gaslit herself or convinced herself something was really gonna happen. And then I don't know, like, if this psychosis came on her or something, but and then I saw other TikToks of people also going through spiritual psychosis around the eclipse.
Wild.
It's so scary. Astrology is all fun and games, okay, guys? But like, I think
to us,
there's a limit.
Not to the hardcore astrologers. Astrologists. Sorry.
I think I don't not think it's real. I respect astrology. I think there's so much truth behind it. Like, it's the moon and the stars and all that stuff. Like, I can't imagine it's not real. Like, it is real.
There's also a lot of like animals that respond to the moon and stuff. Like,
no,
when
like
it comes out, like the wolves,
for sure,
you know,
it's real. Like, I know it's real, but I'm just saying, like, the psychosis behind, I don't know, it was so scary. It was so
wild.
creepy.
Well, rest in peace to her and her family.
Seriously, I feel so bad for that 9-year-old survivor.
But did you see the solar eclipse? Like, did you do anything special for it, or? Because you know, like, I just witnessed darkness. That's it. We in Toronto didn't get to see it.
No, I saw the darkness and then I saw the light after.
Because people just like drove up north, maybe because it was a little bit foggy.
I think
here.
In Hamilton they had a really good one.
Do you believe that you can actually go blind if you look into it?
I'm not gonna test it.
Yeah,
I do.
Me neither. Yeah,
they said doctors were on TikTok saying like, from the last eclipse we have people who like have permanent damage in their eyes.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't understand how though. Like, don't I see the sun every day? What's the difference now? I don't get it.
I really don't get it too.
Is it the moon beams? I'm telling you.
Maybe it's the moon going in front of the sun that it like causes some type of like, I don't know,
extra
like
strong
spark
rays?
Something. Who knows? I don't fucking know, but maybe it's a combination.
Maybe
of the
it's
two
like
that
the
makes
sun
it more
going
intense.
a little bit through the moon.
That's what I
mean.
A
mixture of moon and sunlight, and that's too much for your eyes. Oh my god, that's so cool. Oh my god, we should talk about Baby Reindeer. Have you watched it?
Oh, that's a really good topic. I did watch it.
I loved it.
What? She reminded me of. She reminded me of someone that I know.
Yeah.
The stalker.
No, guys, because it's actually I didn't even think about that. That is
as
so
soon as I
scary.
see her, the way she's obsessive about this guy, the way she lied about her whole life, lied about her finances, lied about she just manipulated people to like her.
She was like a real manipulator. Yeah, that
just
was scary.
like, what was her Martha? What was her name?
Martha. Yeah, that's insane. That's a great connection.
Crazy concept. There's so many conspiracies that came from it.
What conspiracies?
I don't know if he like made it a fact, but apparently like it's actually Martha's supposed to represent like his trauma
or like his insecurities that she like made him feel better. Is it like
I
that?
think so,
because he said that he kind of almost allowed it to happen because he didn't fully put it to a stop, like Martha stalking him and everything, because she fed something that was missing in him, even though he knew it was so wrong and she was dangerous. Like, he knew that she was like a convicted stalker in the past. She's been violent in the past, and he didn't entirely put a stop to it because he told himself that he was empathetic towards her and he saw like this almost like mesquineness in her for all the lying and everything that she would have to do just to convince people to associate with her. I just thought the show was the emotions that it evoked in me, I was like, holy shit. Because you never see a man's perspective of being a victim ever. Like, in the beginning, up till the point where we saw him being abused, I was so mad at him. I'm like, bro, tell this bitch to fuck off. Like, put a stop to this. Like, you shouldn't let this girl run your life.
Yeah.
But then you see what he goes through and just like the mindset of what abuse can do to your brain and how you respond to it. You can't even recognize if it's who you really are or if it's a response to what you've been through.
True.
You know what I mean? He really did a really good job at
acting
showing us
and showing his actual life,
what he went through.
Yeah,
like,
because he acted in it, but it was actually a depiction of his real life and what happened to him.
But it's a hard watch. I'm not gonna lie. She was really
scary. Really creepy.
I think having a stalker would be like top 10 scariest things. What do you mean you're not gonna leave me alone? I said stop.
A lot of social media like women have been coming out, like influencers have been coming out on YouTube saying like, I have a stalker and like my stalker story. So like apparently it's been happening a lot. A lot of women, I don't know, and I try to be as careful as possible, but a lot of women have been posting like living alone in Toronto, living alone in New York, and like showing their areas, showing the cafes that they frequent, and like I'm like, this is like a stalker's dream. Follow you.
Definitely
like,
content creation has been like, oh, let me show my life. Like, la da 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 da. You
And
don't
I
know
always
who's
go to this
watching.
cafe and I always go to this gym, and it's just like, why would you say that?
Bro, for real. Do you even see that one guy on TikTok who can tell you exactly where you are?
No.
Okay, so do you know that one funny London girl who responds to like people breaking glass or like those, you know who I'm talking about, that light skinned girl? She's so funny. So she just posted a video of herself just somewhere, whatever. And then some guy is like, I like that background. I'm gonna find out where you are. But he was like a professional. Either way, he narrowed down which hotel she was at, which floor she was on, and then which room she was in. Like, he found out the room
based on her view?
No, based on, it's like as if the camera was here and there's only a wall behind you. Like, she's not showing anything else. Just like a normal eating video she did. And he found out the room, the room number, everything. And then she responded to it like, no, because this is correct. Like, this is exactly correct.
Yeah,
no.
this shit's very, very scary. Just be careful if you are a woman living alone, or like even if you're not, or if you're a man. Exactly. But
there's a lot of scary people. Like, for real.
Yeah, be careful of like where you're posting, you know, all that. Just to talk about like the police side of things. If you wanted to press charges, you can't. The police is basically like helpless. Like they're
stalking
useless.
Is so scary because it's like
you have to wait for them to do something to you to like take action. It's like, I'm already dead. What now?
I think you can get like a restraining order, and then once they break the restraining order, then they can do something. But it's like until they do some kind of something to break a law,
the restraining order.
Because even getting one is hard.
Yeah,
bro,
crazy.
Like even Martha following him, waiting for him outside of his house,
going to his
shows, going after his parents.
I feel like I was really half-assed watching it. Like I was editing and not really fully watching it. I need to rewatch it.
You need to rewatch it.
I watched the first episode properly, but then after that,
watch the rest.
Yeah,
watch it again. I feel like then you'll be like, okay, this is a really crazy show.
Yeah,
it's very, very thought-provoking, and I cried at the end. It was really, really.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was really, really sad.
Oh,
like not the last episode, or maybe the second last episode. There's one scene with his parents. I was bawling. What was so sad? Why would I tell you? You have to go watch it. Are you gonna watch it?
Yeah, I'll watch it. It's fine.
No, but then it ruins it for
fine.
You. Like, go watch it. And I don't want to ruin it in case y'all have not seen it too.
Fine. I'll watch it. Next
yeah,
episode.
come back next week and let me know.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about the time I had a mini stalker?
Okay, stop.
I swear to God, I had to call the police.
What if they're watching?
No, I don't think this is like. I was in high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like when I transferred schools, high schools, I had a guy who I would constantly see looking at me, and I would keep seeing him, and it was so scary. Like I would leave school and he'd be like across the street, and I would see him. One time I saw him, I'm like, whatever. The second time I saw him, I'm like, okay, like maybe he just comes around here, because he's always looking at me, which made it scary.
Oh my God.
And then I saw him again and again and again, like a few times. And then one day I was walking home on my street. I lived very close to my high school.
Oh my God, you did.
He was on my street and he was looking at me, and he was like always a street away from me. Like he would be like on the other side of the street. But this time he actually made it onto my street, and he saw where my house was. And I got so scared.
No.
So I told my parents.
Was he like young?
No. He looked like he was in his 30s.
Oh my God.
He was
and you were in high school?
Yeah, and I was in high school. He was for sure an adult. Like for sure an adult. Like an adult. He was bald. I remember, like if I seen him now, I feel like I would remember what he looked like. Anyway, I told my mom and dad about it when I saw him on my street, and then they called the police, and then the police came, and I gave them a description, and then I never seen him again. I don't know if he was on my road and he saw the police come. I don't know what happened, but like.
And he was waiting there? Like, did you make sure to see if he was still there? Or like,
I don't know. Now it's been like 15 years. I don't even know. Like, it's like the memory's fuzzy for me, but like.
How long was he waiting outside your school for? Like, how long did that continue?
I think it all was like a 3-week thing.
Oh my God, every day?
I don't know if it was every day, but like I know I seen him like an unusual amount of times, maybe 7-8 times I saw him.
Yeah, that's
before he showed up on my street, and then I was like, oh,
gosh.
This guy's definitely following me. Like this is so scary.
Yeah. Were you always like looking back to see?
Yeah,
if he was
eventually I was
like,
I was paranoid. I was so
paranoid.
My
God.
for like a little while, and then I told my my mom, and she's like, well, let's just call the police. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like she was like, yeah. And then we told them. And I don't know, like after that, he never showed up again. So I don't know if he was still on my street, saw the police, and then ran away or something. But like, yeah, wow, very scary.
To be a woman in this world,
bro, to be a fucking woman can't even exist.
I get so
you're really paranoid
jealous.
Though. Like,
yeah,
jealous.
No, I get jealous when like I asked Paul the other day. I'm like, "Are you ever scared to travel like to Mexico alone or anything?" He's like, "No." Oh, like
you don't
fuck
get
off.
It. Yeah.
You don't get it. Like you know,
there's so many things
can't
you can't do by
travel.
yourself.
Yeah,
like when you're young, right? Like you want your
getting your first job, and
getting your first job, like
But the reality is
dangerous.
Yeah, and like
everything.
I got my first job at 17. A lot of people get it at 16, like as soon as they turn legal working age. But
17's late.
Really?
Girl,
working
I was, like,
legal
working
age
at,
was
like,
16.
14. No, it wasn't. It was 15.
Is it really?
Yeah, it was 15. I was like working under the table jobs for like serving, like parties
I
and
think
stuff.
that was illegal though. I think it's 16,
it's illegal. I got paid
sis.
in cash. Yeah, but
serving alcohol too. Yeah.
oh yeah, I was serving alcohol. What's wrong?
That's crazy. You need to have a smart serve, and you're under 18, and like, bro,
if you want a job, they'll give you a job.
I did it once. Remember, I got
oh
paid in
yeah.
cash.
Oh my god, I put
Yeah,
a
it
lot
was
of people
fun.
onto serving like for parties.
When you first start working, you get like a little bit of independence, but it's like you're still so young, 15,
Still so
16,
young.
and sometimes you're working a night shift.
Oh
you
my
know,
god.
coming home at night.
Yeah.
Waiting for the bus because you don't have a car.
You don't have a
15,
car.
16.
And then there was like your bus would stop running at certain times.
Yeah.
It's really crazy when you think about what we were doing.
We did
like
it is so crazy. Just risking our lives
every day.
And I'm just
for $300.
No, literally.
My paycheck would come, it would be like $312. Like ka-ching. Like, are you down? My nails were done. My brows were did.
But
like,
that's all the money you need at that age.
For real.
Truly.
$300
What are you gonna
and you were
do?
set.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's so crazy looking back and just thinking of like all the wild shit. And I'm just like, did the world get more dangerous? Or am I just more smarter?
I think you were smarter now. I think it's always been so dangerous.
But we're just like naive.
We were so it was so fun though.
It was
to just
so
be so
fun.
naive and never
ignored
we were
all
so naive
of everything. There's like this famous TikTok of like me being 15 in the back of
like a drug
college
dealer's
boys,
car,
literally car, just like enjoying, like, you know, like just vibing out, no care.
You're not thinking like, what if they take me?
No, literally.
What if they literally snatch me up and never bring me home again?
Drug me, something.
Anything
get in
can
a car
happen.
accident.
Work, okay, you want to make money. You don't want to take your parents' money anymore. You want your own independence. Doing that is already pretty dangerous. And then the politics of a workplace, you don't know your rights. You don't know like how people should be talking to you or shouldn't be talking to you when you're 15 years old, bro. I got so much
because you're scared to get
you're scared
up. You're
you know
scared
what
to
I mean?
get fired.
So people abuse you at work.
Literally.
You're in danger going home and going to work. Like
by your employers and your employees.
Yep.
Like, or your coworkers.
And your
like,
yeah, exactly.
They will take advantage of you being young, you know?
If you've ever been the youngest at a workplace,
they're like jealous of you.
It's weird. It's like this weird energy. When I first started working in a hospital, I was so young. I was like 20 when I started. They were so mad for no reason.
They're in their 50s, making the same amount as you.
You know what?
That's 20-year-olds.
That's true.
That kind of makes a lot of sense.
And that's the thing. Is some women were like that. Some women were very much like they would treat you like a daughter. Like they have. There's no insecurity there. They love their job actually, and like they're so nice to you. But then there is definitely those ones at that job who will like verbally abuse you.
And it's like, do those ones have daughters? You know what I mean? Like,
that's a good question.
How would you like it if someone treated your daughter like that? You know, or you're just a narcissist. Who knows? Like,
maybe you treat your daughter like that too. Actually,
literally.
Yeah. I don't know. Even like the parties we used to go to.
Yeah, so sketch.
We were so.
But I guess that's what makes you like. That's what makes being young so fun.
I think that's what it is.
And then you get older and you're boring and you don't know what's hip anymore and everything starts to hurt. You're going to bed at like 8:30. Like, you know,
it's just like we're smarter now, so we're so much more cautious, and that makes life a little bit more boring.
Exactly. Life is funner when you're living it on the edge or like when there's a little bit of risk.
There's
involved.
I get what, no, 100%. Like,
know?
We have to like not let that part of us die. How do we do it? What's the secret?
I mean, you know, we're already legal to do everything. So it's like weed is legal here now. Alcohol, we're old enough to drink.
You know what I mean? Drugs?
Well, I'm just saying, like, everything that we were doing back then, it was illegal at the time.
That's so true.
We just became legalized. Like,
that's so true.
It's new. It was new to us, you know? Dude, you can get arrested for smoking weed in public like 3 years ago.
I know. And
or
even
whenever before it became legalized.
Do you remember when you were super young trying to get like a gram or get a little bit of something and you had to do the most sketch thing? You had to meet the most random person.
Meet them. Can we talk about that? Like,
it was like a whole ordeal.
It was a mission to get a little weed. And now you can just literally walk a minute because there's a freaking dispensary every 2 minutes.
On every block.
Why didn't you guys
as much as you
this?
Want?
Way back then, like what took
people
so
were
long?
literally risking their lives every day,
risking their freedom. Like you can go to freaking jail for holding like a certain amount.
100%. And like these drug dealers were for real drug dealers. You know what I mean? Like they're actually, it's weed.
I mean? Like now looking back, bro, and the amount of people that are actually arrested for this still in America.
And America's crazy. And like think about how dangerous it was because a lot of people who were selling weed also sold other drugs, and you never know what could have been in there. And I literally know
that
people.
happened.
Yeah, like I know
many of my friends
where they by accident smoke weed or thinking they're smoking weed, and then they end up
there's
like
like
ingesting
coke in
something
it.
else.
And I remember one girl did that, like smoked laced weed and ended up in the hospital.
Yep.
She was like tweaking.
Yeah,
Oh my
I feel
God.
like it can even start psychosis in you.
Yeah.
If you take a drug, you know what I mean? Like a certain drug gets into you,
Yeah.
and you start tweaking and whatever, and like,
Yeah.
what if that ruins your life forever?
Very true.
Yeah.
We risked so
Legalizing-
many things, getting
no,
our
for-
weed from black market. Like,
You're so lucky if you think about it like that nothing
happened.
majorly bad happened to us.
Yeah.
We really slipped through the cracks. Like, for real, it could have hit us. Anything could have happened. We could have honestly, we should have been kidnapped.
No, yeah.
I'm just thinking about like me being like 16 years old, taking a night bus at 3 a.m. I have no business outside.
Because after like parties, you need to get home.
Yeah.
There was no Uber. Can we talk
about how old we are?
No, we're actually so
We're so fucking old. Like, these young kids have no idea.
Uber came into our life and it was so cheap
Oh
when we
my
were like
God.
19.
Yeah,
Or like 20.
I remember.
19 when it first popped on
You
the
can
scene.
go places for $5. Like, I remember.
No, it was so good. We would go from like your house to downtown, which is far. It's like a 30-minute drive for $5.
Yeah.
Can you fucking believe that? And even like little me then was complaining like,
Yeah.
fuck, I have to pay $5.
We're
Like,
so
you know?
ungrateful.
No, we're actually very old. We grew up in a world with no Uber.
For
no
a while, we
weed.
didn't have internet either. Like, for real, like that. Like, we had like normal
BBMs.
phones. We had
remember?
BBM. That's
no,
not young.
We can really say back in my day. Like,
For real though.
back in my day.
Because my brother doesn't remember things
Without.
the way I because he had me, there's definitely like some things that he can pull and have more reference to than someone who is like just 20 with their older siblings. But still, he always had internet. He always had like his first phone was definitely an iPhone. Like,
True.
I had that slide up phone with the whole ass keyboard on it.
I remember once I went out at like 16. We went to, you remember that basement party that we went to? And it was like me, you, Krista, and Paul in the bus coming back.
Krista?
Yeah.
No.
She was there. She was on the bus. You probably don't remember. It was my first party, so I remember. Or like, not my first party, like third party.
Okay.
But because I didn't go out, guys, so it was
Yeah.
really fun. I remember getting off the bus so scared. It was like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And I told my mom I think I was just hanging out with you.
Yeah.
You know? But I was really downtown at a party, so I was already shook at that.
Wait, I'm really trying to remember this.
But then getting off the bus, it was like a 5-minute walk to my building.
Yeah.
The way I booked, I was terrified. I thought I was gonna get like kidnapped.
For sure.
I ran for my life to my building. Like,
I could just imagine you sprinting
exactly.
like, from that plot.
No one was
the
there.
door.
I ran home. Like, I was terrified. I was like, oh, this is how I die.
Bro.
Yeah, life was different back then.
It was so like just everything we did with no thought of consequence. That's just really what it is.
No social media too. Like, there was no like people recording and everything
That's
at
so
every
much more
function.
fun,
It was
I
so much
feel.
more social. You know,
You
people are
talk.
actually dancing. I don't even know if people dance at parties now. I haven't been in so long.
They shake their hips like, you know.
no,
that one
I don't
dance.
like. I don't like this dance. Like, what the fuck?
Like the national Gen Z dance is like that one hip shaking dance. Like I think that's what they all do in the parties now. And then they take a video and that's it.
I think it's
Bro.
more like a Afrobeat type of vibe. You know?
Oh, okay. I like that.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's really nice. I remember though, like when we were growing up, it was a very like
Vibes Cartel.
vibes.
World.
It was a Jamaica,
Yeah.
Caribbean vibe,
And it was
forever
like
and ever.
all cultures too, getting down to that.
And
It
that's
wasn't
it.
only
Toronto
Caribbean.
was literally like Jamaica central. Like,
Yeah.
like our culture, like Toronto culture, is so tied into the Jamaican culture, the
Mhm.
Caribbean culture in general. Everything, like my upbringing,
Yeah.
Vibes Cartel raised me.
Vibes Cartel literally. Do
Are
you
you
remember
kidding me?
Chelsea? Shout out to Chelsea if you're even watching this. But no, that was her husband at that point.
No, she said
She
Mr.
put
World
me on
Boss.
to-
I remember I have
Yeah.
memories of me and Taylor, like in the staircase, like after school, practicing our bubbles, like our dances. In
Why
like,
was it so serious?
like it
too?
was
like
extremely
who the
serious.
fuck-
Can you TikTok your waist or not? Yes or no?
But like the fact that like we were listening to that as like 14, 15-year-olds.
Yeah, what do you mean? Like, wine upon the
guys.
cocky like a bicycle. That's what they said. That was my favorite song.
Ben Spinani was
Yeah,
mine.
I love Ben Spinani.
He's actually so good. If you think about it. No, stop. Stop. But
We were delinquents, honestly.
I think everyone is at that age. I'm old, so I see a bunch of teens and I get a little bit freaked out.
Me
now.
too. I'm scared of
Like,
you
I'm like,
guys.
are they gonna make fun of me? Are they gonna be rude
100%.
to me?
Like, are they laughing at me?
I'm
Actually,
scared. Like, I don't know what's gonna come out of your, I don't know, like no
They're so
boundaries, mouth,
especially
no
teenage
anything.
girls. I feel like they'll look at you up and down and be like,
Judge you.
"Ew."
Old ass.
Old
Get the
ass
fuck out of my
bitch.
face. Move.
What are you, 30? Oh my
Literally.
god.
And they're so much worse in like a group too. So I hate
Of
when I see more than
course.
like two. Like when they're more than two people, you know?
Jesus Christ.
So loud and rowdy.
I can't believe that was us at one time.
I know.
We scared old people too.
I know.
Now
No,
we're
the way
old
we would
people.
travel in groups, like
Like a
everywhere.
gang.
Yeah.
Like a literal, like a violent gang, actually.
Very loud. Just a loud cloud. Like just literally just parading all
causing
over
ruckus,
the street.
stealing, screaming,
So
fighting.
annoying. Yeah, why store owners on that street like hated teens.
No, they
know?
put up things like maximum 3 of you guys in the
Yeah.
store. Because you guys are fucking stealing. There's
Obviously.
10 of you and 1 of me. What am I
Yeah.
supposed to do? And now I feel like the kids are even scarier because they'll stab you.
I think that was always around though.
No, I think these kids are different. Like now that we're older and I have friends who are teachers and are nurses and are working with these kids, they're like, no, the pandemic did something to them. Like they have no fear of anything. Like
Reckless.
Socializing, like not being able to socialize at these like crucial years for them definitely affected them.
So we were talking about jobs.
Oh, okay.
First jobs. And then we went to independence and then living a carefree life being young. So we can go back to jobs, like where we work and our experiences first working. I worked like 2 actual jobs for longer than a month because there was a point where I was like job hopping because we were still in the beginning of Oshs and Akela.
Yeah.
So I had to edit that point blank period. We had to be consistent.
Yeah.
So and if we both worked, we'd both be too tired to edit and shit, you know? So anyways, I worked 2 real jobs. I worked at Hero Burgers for my first job.
Oh my god, I remember.
And then I worked at a clothing store for my second job, which was actually a really chill job. Like I actually really enjoyed it. Store's closed now. I worked both very sketch jobs, but the first one was the franchise owner was also the manager and also like he was everything.
Like he did everything.
He did everything. Yeah. So he was there all day. But one thing I didn't like about him was like he knew that I was young to take advantage of me 100%. And to like it was a lot. He needed to hire more people, but because he's a franchise owner, you're cheaper. Splitting that with more employees, and he didn't want to hire more people. So we were overworked, working every single day, working till like 11 p.m. at night, and it was like a 40-minute bus ride or like commute from my home. I was getting home at like 12
That's
a.m.
crazy.
I know. It was actually crazy. After being like my shoulders would hurt after every shift because he would make us mop like 3 times in the day, like full mop and the kitchen too.
Yeah, you have to.
And the mop is heavy. It's like one of those big wooden like mops, you know? And then the second job was owned by a cokehead, like a functioning cokehead.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That really loved that I was black. Like a lot of the employees, the manager and the owner loved that I was black. Yeah. Like, and I was the only black one too. Yeah. I think this was before like inclusion really mattered too. So they just genuinely liked that I was, you know, black and working there. Like they loved that. So
exotic.
No, literally. And whenever a black customer came in, they'd be like,
go ahead, do your thing.
You got it. Like, you know, it was so
that is so funny.
So weird. Because it was really just me and one other girl, and they were all white. You know, I was the only. It was a cool job. It closed down after a while because wasn't he like he was a cokehead
money or something?
It was just like a fucked up situation where the manager wasn't or the owner wasn't being responsible. He was like out all day partying, drinking, would come in the store drunk. Like I could smell the alcohol in his breath. Christ. But I still stayed because it was like a very chill job.
Yeah, and it was close by.
It was really close by, and it was a small store.
Yeah. And then you also had that other job at the trucking company or whatever.
Yeah.
You literally walked out of that job.
Because it was a lot of white people. That's where I first experienced seeing someone do like coke.
Oh, you
for the
saw
first
it?
time? Yeah, because I went to her birthday party, and this is normal for them. And she just did it in front of me. I was like, wow, I've never seen that in my life. And she's like, do you want to go? I was like, okay. you guys have a blast.
You got it.
I'm just going to stick here with my alcohol. But I was like shocked that they were just doing that.
Yeah.
It was just so casual for them, you know? So I was just exposed to a completely different culture, lifestyle at that point, and it was fun. It's
eye-opening, right?
It's very eye-opening.
Pretty like fascinating.
Yeah,
like, this is how y'all live.
They do it often, like every weekend. Instead of drinking, it's just gonna do some blow. Yeah, was just
like
normal.
A very expensive habit.
Yeah, she was dating a rich guy at the time, so it made sense.
She was young, right?
She was young. She was 19. No, like this is what I'm thinking about living. Like looking back, she was 19. Living with a 30-something-year-old
loser,
like
literal
a loser.
I look at people who are like 30 years old dating teenagers, like what a fucking loser.
Literally a loser, but obviously, and she knew it at the time. But he just had money, so she was like literally.
I will never say nothing about the 19-year-old. Just protect yourself.
She was kind of like using him in a way, you know? But like it's just like what a fucking loser. During that time was actually when Oshs and Akela started the channel. So like the last year that I was working there was when like we hit probably like 50K subs or something.
Yeah.
Because we did like the Ethiopian food mukbang. If you guys were here from like the jump, that was like our first viral video.
No. Our
I
first
think
viral
so.
video was
oh wait, not viral, but it did really well. The Ethiopian mukbang.
I think-
And then we did the boyfriend does my hair challenge.
Was that first?
And then that one was the first milli. Like that one was
That
the
one
first
hit-
viral.
Yeah,
but that
viral,
was after.
viral. No, but I swear, like we had like our makeup videos. They were doing good too. Like, remember we were doing like makeup, get ready with me's in my room, like back in the day.
They did like 15K, 17K, which was good.
Okay.
If you're starting from nothing.
Yeah.
You know,
100%.
but they didn't do like Ethiopian mukbang numbers. You know, and mukbang was just starting out at that time.
No, we hopped on that.
We hopped on that.
Can I just say one thing about Oshs and Akela?
We were working,
bro. We were working, but I just want to say, like, we started something. We were the first
big backs.
No, we were the first big backs. 100%.
We were 100%
in the city
the
too.
first big back
like
in Toronto.
If you really followed us, it's been 10 years now.
Yeah,
like or 7, 8 years that we've been doing
that
this.
is wait, no, that's actually insane.
Because we started out at like 20, like 19.
Yeah, no, it's been 7 years.
8 years. This is our 8th year.
So yeah, anyways, I quit because I was like, oh, this is my calling. Like, actually, my calling. Fuck retail. I'm gonna be a
100%.
YouTuber.
Yeah.
So I quit. But in the meantime, like people think when you have like a lot of subscribers, you're making so much money.
100%.
We made money, but like not enough to like edit. We're splitting in half.
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
the thing.
everything's in half. Yeah. So, anyways, quit that job, but still had to get little jobs here and there to like sustain myself. Like I wanted to go out. We wanted to film these videos and like So I had another job at this like hair salon. It's probably still open.
I remember that one.
That's the one I literally okay. No, because I can't even talk about this because like it was just like a weird ass culture and very white, but like rich white people. You know what I mean? So, anyways, it was like Brandon DeMello Hair Studio. I don't know. I'll out them right now, but it was just a very chaotic environment, and I learned a lot of like skills from that job, but I just got tired of it at one point, and again, my calling, like
it was YouTube.
I had to leave.
Yeah.
Like my calling. I was exhausted. I said, this is not for me. So I went on my break and I was like, why am I still here? Like, my calling again.
Funny because I remember when you called me and told me.
I literally went on my break and I went home.
Yeah,
and I
back?
hopped on the train, never came back because I just couldn't do it anymore. And then
That's just the funniest way to quit.
no, yeah, I didn't
She's
even.
coming back from
And then
her
I
break.
blocked them.
No,
I blocked them after. They were.
I'm not
calling
gonna
me,
confront
like,
them about
no,
this.
No. I don't even care about my check.
I
Just
can't even
take
imagine
it,
the way
take
they were
money.
shit talking you after.
I don't give a fuck. Probably no more black people.
Yeah, 100%.
I was the only black person too in that entire hair salon.
Yeah,
None of the hairstylists.
Fuck
The
them.
customers were like biracial, maybe, but
Yeah.
like. No, it was
Mhm.
just like a very weird environment for me to be in. So I'm happy I left in that way. Very much like, okay, now you're all in because you actually have to, make money now. So I think at that point we were pumping out content.
yeah.
That summer. Yeah, we just did really well on YouTube, to be
Yeah.
honest. And
Then we just like kept going. with
yeah.
it.
And then this third job that I had at the moving
the trucking place,
trucking company
Yeah.
was when we moved out.
Yes.
So at
Yes.
that point, we had rent to pay.
Yeah.
But like, I really said that we have to. I was crying in the car on
Yeah.
my break. I hate working. Like
Yeah.
that's basically all this to say that I hate working. I was so overwhelmed, but that's what happens when you work for like small companies.
I was gonna say you worked for so many tiny little places
Where I
that
was doing
relied on you
for
so
people's
much.
jobs.
Yeah.
So it was very stressful
yeah.
and very intense. And I'm already like I have anxiety, so like high intense like situations is not for me. I think I Snapchatted you crying
Yeah,
because
no,
I'm
I
like in
remember.
my car. I'm like, why are we working?
Yeah.
Like we need to be all in on YouTube.
Mhm.
I think that's when we seen the most growth in our channel.
for sure. Like when we moved out,
2017 to 2019 is when we got like really good
when we
numbers.
hit like
We were doing,
300K.
best
No,
rated and-
once we started doing too like those conspiracy videos, like,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was really like that pushed
Yeah.
us into the 300K.
Mhm.
But I was still too scared to lose my job. Like
you had one stable job.
yeah, that's
the entire
thing.
time.
Like because
Yeah.
I worked at a hospital and I'm like
Mhm.
I couldn't leave the job because my mom hooked me up with that job. So it's
Yeah.
like I couldn't because it would have been a
It was
problem.
a good job.
And it was a good job.
too.
I was getting paid really well.
Minimum
So-
wage was not $17 at
I was
like,
not getting paid minimum wage.
No. I know. That's what I mean. Like
Yeah.
minimum wage was like how much
Yeah,
was
like-
minimum wage? $11 at the time, I think.
When I first started, minimum wage
It was like $9 for you. And then it went up to like $11.25. Now it's $17.50, but living cost.
Yeah, that's bad.
You know.
But at the time, I was like 20 years old, 21 years old, making like 27 an hour.
Yeah,
which is really good.
Crazy.
So I was like, no, I can't leave that job. And it helped us. Like if we ever needed money, like I had money, you know?
Yeah.
So
your work job, your job was like pretty
No, once
sailing,
I got into the hospital, that was fine. But prior to that, I had
you worked
so
a lot of
many
little jobs. You worked at North Face.
I worked at the North Face. I worked at Ardeen. That lady was
that one was
insane.
crazy.
I didn't last there long.
That one was crazy.
At all.
And then you worked at Cineplex.
I
think that's it.
No, I did other ones too. I worked at Red's, the
restaurants. Yeah.
I worked at...
This was all before the hospital job.
Yeah, all before the hospital.
Oh, Sky Zone.
Oh, and Sky Zone!
That was a fun one though, right?
I do remember. Oh, Sky Zone was like the most like unserious job ever.
And people are really like putting their kids' lives
in our hands, like as if we give a fuck.
No
one is looking after your kids. I promise you.
You're just jumping.
No, but that was a fun job.
Yeah,
Cineplex was very chaotic. They thought I was stealing money because I kept closing the till wrong, but it's because I didn't have my glasses, so I kept getting the wrong.
Is that
amount.
why?
Yeah, and
I remember that was really stressful for you.
I'm like, what am I doing wrong?
Because like, are you bad at math?
Like I'm like,
what
am I
is going
slow?
on? Yeah,
like, what is happening? And then I got glasses and it never happened again.
That's
like I just
crazy.
couldn't see. But I did not like that job.
Mm-hmm.
That was like cleaning the theaters after. Oh my god. One time this couple came in and they started having sex in the bathrooms. We had to call the police on them. We heard them. It was in the middle of the day. It was like 12 o'clock in the day. They called the police.
What
and
happened?
They got escorted out.
Oh, ew.
How embarrassing for you.
That is so. Were they young or like? Okay,
not
that's
that young.
Guys, please.
It's like a kink, probably.
Get a room.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
But I never took any of my jobs seriously. I was such a bad employee. Like I did not give a fuck at all.
It's just a stepping stone. That's what it is, and I always seen it as that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be here in 2 years.
I think that's what it is. Like I never took it seriously, so they didn't really like me as an employee.
Yeah.
At all. So I wouldn't care. I'll call in sick when I want to call in sick.
No, yeah, you were actually the worst employee.
I was so bad. Like especially at Red's.
Yeah.
Like I was working as a hostess. I would just like if my friends were like, "Do you want to hang out?" I'm like, yeah, no worries.
I feel like you'd call in so
I'm sick, guys.
Now let's get into
cue the commentary.
Okay, should I go first?
Yes.
Am I the asshole for telling my roommate that I don't give a fuck about her boyfriend's allergies?
Oh.
I, 24 female, have been living with my roommate Layla, 25 female, for about 10 months. We have a 2-year lease, so I really want to fix this so we're not miserable for the next year, and to start, I need to see if I'm in the wrong. Layla started dating Kyle about 6 months ago. Kyle has severe food allergies to shellfish, nuts, and soy, as well as a lot more mild allergies. I use nuts and soy a lot in my cooking and some occasional shrimp. At first, Layla would tell me that Kyle was coming over and I would just adjust whatever I was planning on making if it was something that would be aerosolized.
Like aromatic.
Yeah, like aromatic. Yeah. Mostly nuts, and this was fine. He never had any reactions at our apartment from my food, but it slowly escalated, and now they want me to not keep any ingredients in the apartment that could cause him anaphylaxis, even if I'm not actively eating or cooking it while he's over. I've refused, and they both pushed back a lot on this, and I snapped a little and told them I don't give a fuck about his allergies. I can accommodate him to an extent, but I don't care if the contents of my cabinet make him uncomfortable. He doesn't need to be near my things at all. They're being very dramatic and insisting I'm gonna kill him with my selfishness by having closed jars of nuts in the kitchen I pay to use. But I'm not going to have my diet restricted by someone who doesn't even live here. Layla isn't speaking to me at all right now, and I feel a little bad, but I do understand how serious allergies are. I also think they're overextending boundaries by telling me what I can or can't eat when he's not even here. So, am I the asshole?
No.
She's not the asshole.
She's not the asshole. I think that's a little extreme. Like, okay, I get it. But, like, if you have such an, like, you cannot even have it in the house, I think you need to get a different roommate. And they need to live so they, like, on their own so that they can, like, live in a safe environment. Are you going to die? Like,
boyfriend? Stay at your own home.
Yeah, have a stay at your own home. And girlfriend, you go there.
Over there.
Good solution.
That's it.
Honestly, that fixes the problem.
Because the roommate has nowhere else to live. This is my home.
Yeah, this is my home.
So how dare you, boyfriend of 6 months, tell me what I can or can't have in my cabinet.
And make it life or death.
Yeah, and I get it. I have a shrimp allergy. Like, I resent fish or like shrimp because I can't eat it. They just look so juicy when they're grilled nicely. I just want to take a big fat bite, but I can't. She'll die. Or else I'll die.
Yeah.
So, like, it's obviously very annoying having allergies to, like, everything, nuts, soy, shellfish, all that. But
to put it on someone else.
Yeah, like,
that extreme.
Yeah.
She said she's willing to accommodate, like, a bit. Like, yeah, she's like, okay, if it's aromatic, I won't cook it when he's coming and stuff like that, which is fair. But to say like
that's
she
all you
cannot
can really
have,
do.
yeah, that's actually like anything else is unreasonable.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's like, okay, that means you cannot live with somebody else.
Yeah.
You need to go get your own place, or you go to his house.
Go to his house.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
think that's
crazy
fair.
ask, I
Yeah.
think. So no, you're
Especially
not the
because like
asshole.
she's like a young girl paying her rent.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean?
24, 25 is
please.
young. Like,
yeah,
no.
absolutely not. Am I the asshole for refusing to cook for my wife's pregnant sister and telling her she has a husband who can do it? I, 31 male, been married to my wife Sage, 30 female, for 6 years, and we have 2 kids together. I'm a chef and I love to cook, but generally we take turns cooking so neither gets burned out or feels like it's a chore. This is especially helpful when we host others because allergies are big in both of our families. When she was pregnant, though, I cooked for her all the time because pregnancy was not easy for Sage, and I wanted her to be able to relax and enjoy food instead of being too tired and sick to eat it, which is how she was in the very early stages of her first pregnancy.
What a great husband.
Right? That's very nice. Everyone knew about it, but Sage's sister, Gwen, 34 female, brought it up an excessive amount and said she couldn't believe Sage was getting waited on during her pregnancy and that a dude would do that for his wife. A dude would do that for his wife. He put it in quotes.
Wow.
It was a touch annoying how much she brought it up.
The bar is so low.
Yeah, it is. In hell, actually. Now Gwen is pregnant with her first child, and she called up out of the blue after her pregnancy announcement to say I should cook and send meals over to her like I did for Sage.
Oh.
At first, I thought she was trying and feeling to be funny, but nope, she was as serious as a heart attack.
Oh.
I told her I wasn't cooking for her, and I brought up how random and inappropriate it was to ask like that. She told me we're family and she's pregnant and I should want her to rest as much as I had wanted Sage resting during both of her pregnancies. I told her Sage is my wife, so it's different, and I told her she has a husband to cook for her if that's what she wants. She told me her husband would never and I should try just being a good brother-in-law. I told her brother-in-law does not equal spouse. Gwen tried to talk Sage into convincing me, but the two of them were never close, so Sage just rolled her eyes and told her where to go. Even she couldn't believe Gwen was for real. Gwen's reaction to being told no by both of us was to run to her parents and tell them I refused to help her out, and she told them she was struggling and had just wanted help. They asked why I couldn't do it occasionally since Gwen's husband is too much of an ass to do it. Okay. I told them it was a lot to ask and we weren't even that close to Gwen. When Gwen realized her parents hadn't convinced me or convinced Sage to convince me, she called back and said I was an ass for not helping my family and for rubbing her husband's lack of consideration for her in her face. I'm starting to feel like this will become a huge deal, and now I'm doubting myself. Am I the asshole?
That's a good one, first of all.
This is like a crazy story.
That's a crazy story.
First of all.
Okay, go.
No, you go.
Okay, I was going to say you're not the asshole. Her expectations are crazy.
Yeah.
I get it. Not everyone has a husband that can cook and that enjoys cooking, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I get her circumstances a little different. And you probably would want that experience if you're pregnant, you know, to be served food but that's not your husband. Like, you can't just expect that from your brother-in-law because he's your brother-in-law if he didn't offer to do it. Or no, this sounds literally insane. Like, no, you are not the asshole, sir.
Isn't this giving like such jealous sister
energy? It is
like,
giving
why
envy.
Are you like, it's giving envy, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just getting the most envious vibes off this Gwen person. Like, she sounds like a very bitter older sister, and seeing her younger sister getting treated and waited on as a pregnant, like when she was pregnant, she's definitely like, oh wow, this exists. Like, I didn't know, and now you should do it for me too. Like, hello, this is not your husband.
You shouldn't have gotten pregnant by this man, first of all. If
exactly.
He's too much of an ass.
If you
to
think
cook
like
you
it would
anything.
never happen, he will never take care of you. Why would you? I mean, you know what? Whatever. No judgment.
No judging. I can judge.
No, you know what? Like, she's older a little bit. Like, maybe she just really wants kids or what? I don't know. Whatever it is. Like, I don't know. But like, because your husband sucks or is not willing to take care of you, or maybe he doesn't even care about you, period. You cannot like now transfer that responsibility onto your sister's husband because you saw him doing it. Like, that just sounds like as if it's like,
you want my life, basically.
Yeah, you want my life, and it gives like this like almost childish, like, well, you did it for her, so you should do it for me. Like, there's something.
It just doesn't make any sense.
It's so weird. And then the fact that they're not even that close makes it even weirder. I feel like she's bad energy. I would even like kind of distance myself more because the way this is giving bad mind. Like,
a no is a no. Cooking is a chore.
Bro, she called the husband directly too. Like, that's weird.
Do you know how much effort cooking takes? How much groceries, like,
and I get it though. Like, when you're pregnant, it's like, I wish someone would do this for me.
Yeah, Uber Eats, something.
Yeah,
think
but
of something.
You have to do something
This is
else.
crazy. This is a crazy ask. Like, there's just something about, like, even for me, I cannot ask people to do certain things for me because I'm just like, would I do this for them? Do you know what I mean?
That's a great way to think about it too.
There's just certain things that you just don't ask
You
people
only
who
ask-
aren't
Yeah,
close to
exactly.
you, or like
yes,
people don't. Some people
Shame.
literally do not understand that.
No,
It's
they
literally
need
just
shame.
shame. You need a little bit of
like
shaming.
you ask
and
ask
boundaries,
your
like
partner for that. Like you would only ask literally only your partner. I think that's where it ends. Like I wouldn't even ask my mom to come and cook for me all the time. You know what I mean? Like I would only ever ask my husband or something.
I get it. If it's your birthday,
like, you know, like one day out of the year. But this 9-month pregnancy, no
9-month
way.
You want my husband to cook for you for the entire 9 months.
You want
of
my
your
husband?
pregnancy.
How about that? I think that's what it is.
That's literally what it sounds like. You
want
want my husband.
Even
you don't want your husband.
She called him. What? Imagine he said yes, came to the house, started cooking for her. How do you know how far it would go? Like to be like, where's your mind really at?
No.
You know what I mean?
That's fucked up.
I don't like it. I don't like this girl. I don't like Gwen. Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. That's a hilarious
Yeah.
story. Am I the asshole for telling my obese best friend that I physically cannot eat as much as her?
Sounds like it, to be honest.
Yeah. She got voted not the a-hole though.
Oh.
Yeah. I, 33 female, and my best friend, 31 female, are extremely close since childhood. We've been through our whole lives together, and she is the closest, most important friend in my life. We get along wonderfully, that is, except one weird thing. For context, I'm taller and have always been naturally slim, while she is short, was naturally thick, and gradually became obese during our 20s. Coming back to the weird thing, she has a habit of forcing food on me when she is hungry or wants a snack. For example, when we hang out, she will keep filling my plate, and even though I tell her that I'm full, she will keep opening snacks and then telling me to take some repeatedly. She will fill me a glass of soda when I clearly say I don't want it, but she wants more food, snacks, or drinks, so she will take some for her and force some on me as well. In the past 25 years of friendship, I said nothing of this and generally managed to go around it. I don't know why she does this, but I have always thought she feels better if she is not eating alone.
Yeah.
Strange habit. Fast forward this weekend, we hung out at her house for a few hours, just the two of us. The whole time she was commenting how I am drinking slowly, 1 glass of wine in the time period she drank 3, and not eating anything. There was only potato chips and similar snacks. In the end, she took out large ice creams. While I said I didn't want ice cream, she opened both and passed one to me. I then said, "Girl, you don't seem to understand that I physically cannot eat as much as you. Thank you, but I'm really full from my lunch. The glass of wine is enough for me." She got mad. She said I insulted her and that she is offering out of politeness. She is still passive aggressive towards me. Both her husband and mine think I was harsh on her and throwing my thin body in her face. That was not my intention at all, and I would never intentionally hurt her. I apologize for hurting her feelings. Am I the asshole? How could I have communicated this better?
I feel like she did not have to say that way.
I genuinely think she could have said it
like,
way
you could have
nicer.
just been like, I'm full.
Yeah,
Like,
and
this is
also
your best friend, right? Like, you can
yeah,
really
why can't you just tell her? Even though she's done this various times, like why in those times couldn't you tell her? Like,
yeah, just be like, I'm
really
good.
full. Like I'm good. I really don't want any more.
You
Like,
could literally just say that. Like,
yeah,
why do you have to say,
why
like,
do you
I
have to
can't
keep accepting
physically
it too?
But the fact that that and like, why did you say I can't physically eat as much as you're saying because I'm so big and wide and large that you cannot eat as much as me because you're so tiny?
Yeah,
that's the only way I would take it too.
Yeah,
like, to be honest.
Yeah, and I get it. Like, even when I go to like family's house and shit, like
you know what I mean?
Pour me excessive amounts of food.
Our culture, maybe it's like a cultural thing. For
I think
her.
So.
Or maybe it really is out of politeness. It's like, well, I'm eating. I don't want to eat alone. Like, I don't want to eat in front of you. Like, I feel weird eating in front of people by myself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it's not. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it is a little bit of like, I don't want to eat alone. You know, like while you're here, like let's eat together, kind of thing. Yeah. And maybe that is that, but there's definitely you could have just been like, no, I'm full. It's okay.
Yeah,
eat.
Why
it's
don't
okay.
you just be honest? Like, if you're full, you're full. It's a no.
You don't have to make it about me.
Uh-huh.
You know, you don't have to attack me.
Yeah. I guess
know.
I guess like every time she does it, it's like in the back of her mind of like, girl, like I'm full. I can't eat as much as you. You know?
And maybe like she's been kind of dying to say something to her, and like it came out that way. But I do think she shouldn't have said it like that.
Absolutely not. No. So yeah, you are the asshole. I don't know how she got voted not the a-hole, but there's an edit.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you for all the replies and insights. I appreciate your kind advices, suggestions, and different points of views. We are from the Balkans. Do you know what Balkans is? Yes, feeding
like
is
Eastern European.
Is that what it is? Yes, feeding is very much treated as a love language here. Also, we usually don't therapy speak. Some of the suggested alternatives from my comments would never come naturally or comfortably. So, like, you know how like obese people have like
eating,
it's
a food disorder, like addiction or something. Yeah.
So she said, many seem to assume this is a core issue or main point in our friendship. We have been through so much together. We have a great relationship and can't be described in a post. We have never had a direct, dedicated conversation about this habit of hers because I have always managed to go around it. And I don't want to start a conversation she clearly doesn't want to have. She never speaks about her eating habits, weight gain, or potential insecurities. Since it gradually became worse in the past months, I snapped. So that's why.
Yeah, okay. I can definitely see that. And like if you're but I just don't understand how she's saying this is her best friend and all they're so close and she can't describe how close they are in a post. But why can't you have an honest conversation with her then? Have an uncomfortable conversation. Like, you know what I mean? Like friendship, sometimes you have to talk. Like if it's really that big of a deal, like you really can't just say, no, sister, I'm not hungry. And you have to talk about it. So say something. It's your BFF. Like, just say something. You know, I feel like a lot of times, like, you feel like some things you cannot say. Certain
or
topics
you think they're gonna
really
like take
hard.
it the wrong way, you know?
I was actually reading a book, and it's like relationships, as you get older, they become more fragile in a way where you're like so scared. Like, if you actually have a fallout, will you do the work to repair a friendship as you get older? You know what I mean? Like you can have a wrong conversation with someone, or like you can say the wrong thing, even if your intention is good. Like they might take it the wrong way and then slowly distance themselves from you. You kind of have to put your friendship almost not to a test, but like you care about her, you love her, she loves you. Tell her, like, listen, have an honest conversation with her if it really bothers you and say what you want to say. And even if there is a lot of insecurity and like personal things that come with like having food addiction and stuff, like why can't you bring that up and show concern about that too to your friend? If it's something that now bothers you and you see it's affecting her life, like, you know what I mean?
Like you said, in the past months it's gotten worse.
Exactly.
So,
like why can't you talk and like do something with her? Help her. Exactly. Like that's like the core of relationships. You guys can definitely withstand a difficult conversation. So like don't go to Reddit. Like just talk to her. I don't know. I think she is the asshole though.
Because she just like harbored it and didn't really say anything.
Yeah. Am I the asshole for letting someone skip my bachelorette party and not telling them new details that would have changed their mind? Apologies in advance, as I had a hard time writing the situation in a single sentence. My brother has been trying to push me to get closer to his girlfriend, Mary, together 3 months. I've done my best to get to know her, initiating dinners, trying her hobbies with her, etc., but we honestly don't really get along. I personally think she's a snob. She complimented my designer bag, but took the compliment back when she found out it was thrifted. As in literally said, yikes, I take that back. That's pretty funny. While she thinks I lack culture and sophistication, also something she mentioned when trying to convince me to do a makeover with her. The issue is that I'm getting married this year and my brother has been really trying to get her involved. I put my foot down with the bridal parties since they've only been dating for 3 months and I don't know her, but he insisted that I invite her to the Bachelorette. It was originally supposed to be super low-key and local. Mary tried to push for something more extravagant, but it really wasn't in my budget. When I wouldn't budge, she told us something came up that weekend and she couldn't go. I was later surprised by my friends who had come together to organize a lavish weekend through favors and points, i.e., one of my friend's aunts works for a spa, so she was able to get discounted packages. Another used her travel points to book a suite, etc. I was not told about this and was truly and happily surprised. The issue is that Mary found out when we posted pictures and she was pissed. My brother is now saying that I deliberately left her out, but she told me she was busy. Mary said that if she had known what the weekend was like, she would have rearranged her schedule. I feel conflicted because I suspect that my friends didn't tell Mary on purpose and they're claiming they made these plans after Mary bowed out and didn't reach back out since she was busy. My brother still says I should have double checked and made more of an effort to let Mary know my plans, so I figured I'd ask the internet for their thoughts. Am I the asshole?
No. It is crazy that you expect me to go out of my way to try to bribe you, basically, to come to my bachelorette party. I don't give a fuck about you.
I don't even fucking know you.
You've been in my life for 3 months and you are not good vibes. First of all, I don't like you.
Yeah, you already dissed my bag.
I don't care. Like, your presence is not needed in my bachelorette party.
This is like a major milestone in my life. Why would I want you there if you already have shown, like in the 3 months I've known you, you've already said a couple weird things.
Let me rearrange my schedule because now there's actually things
that you want to do.
In.
It gives selfish. It's like
the bachelorette party is not for you.
Exactly. It's a celebration of her.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and the brother being like so stupid. He
so
sounds dumb.
So dumb.
For her to even be a guest at the wedding is like would be a question mark.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Let alone come to my bachelorette party with my best friends.
Because your bachelorettes are like, your closest friends.
It's so
not
personal.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no.
But like, she should have that honest conversation with her brother and be like, I don't like her, and that's okay because you don't really know her. It's 3 months in.
If this was like a 3-year relationship, fine.
Okay, but
like, what is this?
This is
3 month
still very
business?
new, and I'm not forced to like someone that you just bring into my life and like invite them into my plans and shit. You know what I mean? Sorry, brother, but like understand
brother,
that, you know? It's my wedding at the end of the day. Like I'm so for whatever the bride wants to do on her special day. Like if someone's making you uncomfortable, don't include them in the plan. Even no explanation needed at that point.
Sorry, it's fine.
Yeah.
And her friends clearly got the message too, like by not telling her.
Yeah.
Like you said you were busy and you wouldn't rearrange.
What's crazy is you having the audacity to let me know that I would have rearranged something.
If it was something I liked.
Yeah. Okay, like
now
why are you letting me know that I don't like, now I really hate you.
Yeah, now
like,
I really don't like you.
You know what I mean?
Because that's crazy.
No, that's like very self-centered,
It's
you know?
so self-centered because like already you weren't willing to rearrange for me because you didn't really care to come for me, but now it's a spa.
Am I the asshole because a teacher threw away my niece's lunch? So I picked her up and took her to get a Happy Meal. So
what the fuck?
I'm 27 female, babysitting my niece, 4 female, for the week while my sister is on a business trip. My niece misses her mom, so to cheer her up, I put a couple treats in her lunch. Her lunch was a turkey and cheese sandwich with cucumbers and avocado. I also drew some cartoon characters on it with edible markers, carrot sticks and ranch, apple slices, cookie, fruit snacks, brownie, and a juice box.
Sounds delicious.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Clearly not the healthiest, but also this is a special treat and she has all 5 food groups. I dropped my niece off at 9, and at 10, snack time, I got a call from the teacher saying I had to drop off a new lunch because my niece's was too unhealthy. I told her to give my niece the fruits or vegetables if she has a problem with the treats, and she told me she threw away the lunch because it was distracting to the other kids.
What?
I decided to call the office and tell them that I needed to pull my niece out for an appointment at 11, lunch is at 11:30, and that she'd be back by the end of lunch. So at 11, I picked her up, we got Happy Meals, cookies, fruit snacks, and milkshakes. Then at 12, end of lunch, I dropped her off with a Happy Meal box and her almost finished milkshake. Teacher saw this and was fuming.
What the fuck?
I guess she told my sister what happened because shortly after I got a call from my sister saying I was being petty and should have just dropped off a new sandwich. Am I the asshole for pulling her out and filling her up on sugar because her teacher threw away her lunch?
No.
What teacher throws away a child's lunch when this is all they have for the day?
Have you arrested? How about that?
What if I'm at work?
Literally, like for real, what
and
if
I can't drop off?
Are you gonna now give her a new food?
That makes no sense. Like she needs to get
fired.
It sounds
like there was
not fired, but written up or something.
Right?
You know?
Oh my god, I actually have something to say about this. But anyway, it sounds like first of all, her lunch was good.
Yeah,
did not sound crazy.
What was it? A cookie? Like you're doing
everything else was like a
cookie?
sandwich and like
literally
fruits and vegetables,
cookie, fruit snack, brownie. But why is that any of your business? Is my question. Like, who cares if it's distracting to the other kids?
And like she said, there was a reason why she gave her extra sweets because she was feeling kind of sad. She wanted to cheer her up throughout the day, give her something. You know what I mean? Like a nice balanced lunch with a sweet at the end. I love a sweet at the end. Me too, actually. I need a sweet also. So
you're so funny.
Like, why would I deprive my niece of that then? I don't get it. That's so rude. Did you know though? So listen, first she needs to be reported. Call the police. Actually, how dare you?
How dare
That's
you?
abuse.
Yeah.
And how is it distracting? Because the other kids don't have it. That's what kind of vegan
That's
school
not
does she go
distracting
to?
At all. Exactly.
What is this? Like a healthy school? Like I guess
understand. Like most kids get like what fruit and then like a sandwich, but she got like bare snacks and like cookies and stuff just to like help her out.
But she got healthy and unhealthy snacks. Like to me, that's balance.
I know, but like I guess from the other kids' perspective, they see that and they're like wow,
jealous?
That's so much treats. Like you got a brownie, a cookie, and like you know how kids are. I'd be looking at other people's lunches.
No, for sure.
Too,
I did
I'd be
too.
like,
I did too. But then it's like you trade. Like there's economics in the class.
Yeah.
Like do something about it. The teacher does not come step in and throw away her food.
Throw it away.
Especially
like
the sandwich and everything.
Yeah,
that's insane.
If anything, you'd come in and like diffuse the situation. And be like, you eat your lunch. You eat your lunch.
Exactly.
Why the hell is this a problem?
For real.
But throwing out, I paid for it
in the garbage.
I paid my money, my hard-earned money.
Does she know the economy outside?
Like that's crazy. Okay, but what was your story?
Oh, okay. So I went to my friend's. I went to a baby shower. And she's a teacher and I met her teacher friends and they told me about this thing called Blue Pages. She was telling me like whenever a new teacher gets hired or whatever, we search them up and it's pretty much like all the tea on all the teachers in like all of Canada. So
why don't I know about this? This is new?
No, it's been around for I asked her like how come I've never heard about this? No, it has. You can look up any teacher and look up like if they've ever been complained about, if they ever went to court, if they ever went to like anything. Like
who's writing this? Those students?
No, like these are like open public documents. Like if there's ever been like a disciplinary action on them, they put it down on public file.
Oh,
so anybody
shit.
can, and you know what? I love that because protect the kids, right? Like you have to know
I had some
who the
crazy
fuck
teacher stories, bro.
So why did I look up? We had one teacher who was always so sketch. And I went there. My little brother went to that school, and he also had the same experience. Like, this guy was really weird. We didn't really like him. Bad vibes.
What vibes though? Like creepy?
Creepy. So then
I don't want to hear this because it's just like fuck. Like how many of
terrifying.
them are in the high school? Even in my high school, that same thing happened.
Yeah.
I went to an all girls school too.
Who?
There was a teacher who Comtech. He was like with all the girls, and they were like such a close knit community there in that class specifically. So like he did something and he got fired for it. There was literally an article about it, and I'm just like, he was always so weird and creepy to me.
When you think about it, you're like,
yeah,
holy
that
shit.
is definitely a creep who gets no pussy. Like, I'm so sorry. You know what I mean? Like, he looked like that. Yeah. So it doesn't make sense, but it's just like,
it's disgusting.
So gross to look back on. No. They're high school girls.
I looked up a teacher that was actually my teacher, my brother's teacher. He got revoked. Like, his license is removed.
Good. I think the same thing happened to that other teacher.
And the thing is, it's like, they only get revoked when somebody finally complains. You just know that
good SD card.
Yeah, for real.
Like, is she empty?
You just know, like, this is not their first time doing something like this. And this girl finally complained that our coach was doing some bad stuff to her. And it was a coach. And it's always a fucking coach.
That's like, so creepy because there's change rooms and there's all that. Like,
and I read. Like, it tells you everything that
as it should. I don't even want to. Was there a camera in the change room or some shit like that?
No. Trigger warning.
Yeah,
like big trigger warning. Like, he kissed her.
Ew.
Yeah, he kissed her. This is like a grown man. He lifted her up and like he would text her and kind of like bother her.
No, you should not be texting a student if you are a male. First of all,
cell phone number even. Like, what the
fuck?
And then it continued like after she graduated elementary school. So she's like, this is so weird. Like, why are they messaging me? And then she told her mom. They got the police involved. License revoked. I hope he went to jail, honestly, because he's disgusting.
That is so fucking gross.
Yeah. Anyway, that teacher should also be on Blue Pages.
Yeah,
because how dare you abuse my child?
On her.
If that was a black kid, 100% I'm calling the police.
But why did the sister? Why was she like, you're just being petty? You should have just brought her a sandwich. You know what I mean?
Like the mom, right?
Yeah, the mom is on the teacher's side, low key. You know?
I'm gonna chalk it up to she didn't explain the situation right.
Maybe
because like, hello, I'm here defending your child.
Yeah, and like. In school, especially when you're that young, there's like pizza day, there's like hot dogs.
Did you say the niece was 4 years old?
She's 4 years old.
Please,
she's a baby. Like,
please.
What
the
hell
are you doing? From my experience, I don't know if it's because I went to like a not rich school, but like they had lunches on the side for kids who didn't have lunch.
It was like part of a program, though.
There was a program, but then there was also like extra food around in case like someone forgot their lunch or someone didn't bring lunch, so they wouldn't be hungry throughout the day. Like, you know what I mean? Is there nothing else that you can give her? Like, what do you mean come back? I'm a working woman. Yeah. How dare you?
Yeah.
I did my part and you threw it out, so you fix it. Or I'm gonna come bring her McDonald's. Like, what? Hello?
The drama that like we're gonna face when we're kids, when we have kids,
when we have kids,
I'm gonna enroll them in school
tyrant.
and stuff.
Nobody better fucking mess with my kid. 100%.
You better not mess with us. For sure. I don't know. I just have a problem with like men working in schools.
But like, there's women who are fucking weird too.
I know, but it's majority men.
Not even like that's the thing. It's like I think no, of course, like. Yes, but like that mentality makes us overlook the weird women, and it's like you don't like no, like there's creeps are creeps, like you know what I mean, like they're everywhere, and there's girls who do it to like women who do it to other girls too. Girls are definitely more, I think, prone to being victims. Yeah, but I feel so bad for the little boys that nobody thinks of because they only are looking at like the men targeting the young girls, you know,
but the men also target young boys.
That too.
So it's like I think men protect all children. Yeah, protect all children.
Am I the asshole for throwing my rings in the ocean after my husband told me he had an affair, even though it was a prank? This is the dumbest thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life. This past Sunday, my husband and I, male 29 and female 27, were on our boat together. We were just relaxing and talking and having a good morning. All of a sudden, my husband gets really serious and tells me, "Baby, I'm so sorry, but I have to tell you something. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I had an affair." What a great joke.
What type of a joke is that? Like, you deserve everything that comes to you after that. I'm so sorry.
100%. Okay. For context, my husband thinks he's a comedian.
Oh, okay.
Funny guy over here. Okay.
We got a jokester on our hands.
He says dumb shit all the time, but he's never joked about our marriage or relationship or cheating ever. Yeah. The way he said it, I fully believed him. I was blinded by rage and hurt, and I'm not a confrontational person at all, so all I did was stand up, take my rings off, and throw them into the ocean. I don't even know why I did it. It was just the first thing I thought of doing. My husband's jaw...
Get off of me.
Like, I hate you now. Yeah, take me home. My husband's jaw hit the floor. He immediately started to yell at me that it was a joke, a prank, he wasn't serious, and I was an idiot. My jaw dropped then too. I yelled at him too and called him the same. I cried too, realizing I just threw my lovely and sentimental rings into the ocean. We've been arguing for days. He says I'm the asshole. I say he's the asshole, and I have no idea who's right. Yes, admittedly, I threw about 10K worth of rings into the ocean, and we will never find them again. But he looked me in the eyes and told me he had an affair. I'm upset about my rings. I've apologized for throwing them, but I just don't feel like the asshole. Am I the asshole?
You're not the asshole.
You're not the asshole.
He deserved it. It's
Play
just like
stupid games.
Win
stupid things will happen. Win stupid prizes.
You can't just make a joke. Even like the last prank that we were like talking about. You remember the TikTok prank saying that her parents died?
Yeah.
Or whatever. Like, stop with the pranks, please. It's not funny. Like, it gets to a point where like I can do whatever I want at this point, and you can't even get mad at me for it because like 100%. Every reaction is valid at that point. I can.
And how do you prove that?
Break your car.
Like, now that you've said this, like there's a boundary with pranks, right? Like you don't joke about the cheating stuff because it's like, do you have proof that you're not cheating now that you've told me this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how
to
do
see
I
my reaction?
Just
like,
to see
what
why
would you even plant that seed? That's not funny. Like, it's just some things are just not funny. Like, there's no. I bet in that moment there's no haha moment. Like, it's just all seriousness.
Why would you? So why would you? Nice morning. Like we were on the boat.
Fuck off. Like actually fuck off and get me another ring now.
No, actually you owe me another ring.
Yeah.
No, if you said that to me and you don't have any proof to prove that you're not. Actually, we have a divorce now, in fact. So, haha.
Yeah.
Joke is on you because I think you actually cheated.
Stupid
and you
joke.
Just wanted to tell me that it's a joke, but it really isn't. So, not the asshole.
He was very serious and looked her in her eyes and said, I'm having an affair.
Or I had an affair.
I had an affair.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, literally, you're stupid and now you have to buy her another ring.
Yeah.
Or else this can be a real problem.
You could have just shut up.
You could have just said nothing.
That was a horrible plan to begin 100%. With. Like, but yeah, not the asshole.
Not the asshole.
That's all for today, guys. We hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to rate this, leave a comment. Like, we see the likes going up. Yep. So thank you for liking.
Bring us to 100 rates on Spotify.
Oh yeah, hop over to Spotify please right now if you made it to the end of the video, and please give us a rating on there.
5 stars, or be honest, maybe 4.8, or if you didn't really.
It's only 4.5, I think. Like
what?
4.5, not 4.8.
Isn't it 5 stars?
Yeah, but it's like 1, 1.5,
oh,
2,
okay.
2.5.
So
rate 5 stars,
honestly.
5 stars,
please. Or 5, please. Yeah.
5. Anyways, we hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in our next upload. Bye.